little laid over down there. Well, actually, basically past this. This is placed. There's no root system on these. These were placed here. One's in the air across there. There's a stump there where he snapped it off, but this other one, there's no stump to. There's no stump to the two going up and across. I bet there's no stump on the one coming up through them. You filming it? This is woven through the 1, 2, 3, 4 trees. In and out, weaved. And down below, we've got this little structure running across. And on the other side of this other bigger structure, all the flat sticks that are on the other side are. And there's an interesting spot that looked like a tree structure. That stick's set there. Yeah, it's shoved in the ground. Back this way, see how it's mobile? It twists everything, there's no root to it. It comes through and it's weaved between these two trees. And balanced out. Between that, everything that's going on over here, everything that's going on over there, everything that's going on over there, this weaved in and out of 4 trees. And you can see the bends of the weave of that tree going in between. There is no way in hell it fell that way. So, what a great spot. Nice, nice structure. This took hands, this took thought. Beautiful, I love it. Glad I spotted that. Absolutely cool. You can drive across this, past it every day, hunting, and not see the forest through the trees. This is not natural. This is not a natural formation from a natural fall. A natural fall is not going to weave itself into 4 trees. It's not going to make this type of structure, which is a common structure that they make. And it's made all over the world. An asterisk and a star. They are that way. Balancing of trees. I found that everywhere I've gone. Trees balanced on stumps. I've seen them balanced on the top of a redwood 80 feet high. It's just incredible. I can't wait to show you that one, Stan. So probably mama and a youngster. See up there? See the toes? To see it on camera, but we can see them if right in the middle of this section here. If you look about halfway up here, see all the print disturbance right there. Then we have these. These are actually fairly fresh because we had rain here night before last. Oh no, yesterday morning.
Yes, yesterday morning.
Yesterday morning. So these are actually pretty fresh. These are probably from this morning. There's one here, juvenile, heel print right up in here, about 2/3 of a print. Then another one up above that has toes, and it goes all the way up the top here, all the way up to where that rock outcropping off to the left here is. And there's like 4. How many prints did you count?
8.
So there's 8 prints right up there just at that top section. Then we got disturbances here and then on the other side of this. And these are all fresh. That had to be today. So probably hunters were coming up. These guys were getting out of the way and they boogied straight up this because they know nobody's going to follow them up this stuff. That's why they like this steep country. And if you pan around here, you can see how steep this is. Get the roadway in there so you can just see it. This is damn near vertical. You know, you're at an 80% grade. And this one here is because of a little landsliding out of that cutout up there from coming down. It's not quite as steep, but it's soft enough that when you track down into it, you get a grip in your impression. So they could walk straight up this, and that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like maybe a female was dragging or bringing up one of her juveniles with her. Because there's actually, when you get up in here, you look, there's a large track and small track. That mama was taking bigger steps than the juvenile. And then one up here's got toe prints in it. On the other side over there, there's some with toe prints. Then something right in the middle kind of went off track. Juniors tend to do that. You know how kids are. Short attention span. So probably went over here and she's like calling him back, get over here, and off they went. So cool spot. This is on our way up to DreamWeaver, which we're going to take some more footage of, which we discovered 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago on.
It's been 2 weeks today.
Literally Tuesdays.
Yep. So, and this one over here coming up, where that could have been this one tracking over and going up, is what it looks like. That he tracked off over this way and went right on up. See all the fresh disturbances. And toe marks in these over here.
Okay, we found this next to the hill where we found the prints just now. And we're wondering, did they do this or was this a human done thing? Because it's literally right on the edge of the roadway.
Right by the tracks.
But it's right in front of where the tracks are.
Like 35 feet away?
Yeah, about that. Okay, this is kind of odd. We got the rocks, but there's actually dirt clods. Now, would a human go out and actually dig up dirt? Because you'll see there's no holes where the dirt could have come from. Just a little odd on this. Again, we don't really know for sure. Okay, we're back at the spot we call DreamWeaver. This is the view from the road. You can see the layered trees, and there's the one that's woven through the trees. You can see it goes all the way up to the upper left-hand side of your screen. And I'm going to pan back down to the right. And it is a very long tree that's been woven. We're came up today to get some alternate angles from the footage we shot when we first found it. All right, I'm going to follow the woven timber. You can see it goes around there. Around there, let me zoom in a little bit. And you can see it goes all the way up. There's the top of the weave. And I'm going to pull down. You can see it goes around the tree, around this tree, around that tree on different sides of the trees. It comes back down to the base. And it's not actually rooted or pushed over. This was brought in. There is no stump. And this is right below the weaved tree. And I'm going to pan over here. You can see it's a horizontal one that's been placed into position. And that is the weaved tree in the upper left of the screen. If you notice this, they're laying on top of each other. And the part that's in the center of your screen now has 3 separate sticks, all woven together, all coming from different angles, and all resting together. And it is not supported by the vertical tree behind them. Another angle so you can see that it's not an illusion. These are all together, tied in a knot in the center. And this is the base of that really long woven tree.
All right, you have tree break over here. It's a slight break of the first top one arching over. One in the middle here that is broken right at the base and arched over. Another one to the right down there that the stump stands probably about 5 feet tall and is snapped and broken over. And all these arches underneath it, creating the arches. And we're right here at the spot where the tree is balanced across the stump.
This is within feet of the woven tree, maybe 50 feet. What I'm going to zoom in on right now is a huge array of arches. where this has been bent over. And you can see them clearly now in the center of your screen.
I'd say there's probably about 30 of them there.
I'd say that this probably isn't snow load because they're coming from different directions. So how did a big bowl of snow that would have fallen from the very thin tops all the way down and make all these trees bend in opposite directions? If someone can explain that to me, I'm willing to listen.
The tree weave.
Okay, right next to those arches is a tree that the tip is down and the base goes up vertically. So the tree is literally inverted upside down and leaning against another tree to where the branches lock it there so even the wind can't knock it down.
Here's where it came from. There's the break above it.
These are some arches that come right off the back side of the balanced tree on the stump. And Bill sighted something else, so he's walking over to check out what looks like another array of much smaller arches.
Well, we got a lot of broken treetops here, so I'm actually thinking that this section through here is probably more natural fall, because there's a lot of stumps here, a lot of breaks, probably from wind, because the tall trees start like 50 yards this way. So they're getting the brunt of the wind, but this other stuff isn't. And this other stuff is, there's just way too many things here to see that it's not natural. Like the weave around the 4 trees up there, they're bent around each one of those trees. So there's a curve everywhere it weaves through those 4 trees. This here is a lot of tops. You can look up and see that there are the tops of the trees up there. So this is likely just this section through here is the wind. But this other stuff that we found, no. There's nothing that can weave through 4 trees, and it's part of a structure. And then you got the log across, which is, we find those all the time. So, and this one upside down is possible, but the tip of this thing, it's got to be at least a foot in the dirt. And it's almost perfectly vertical. So that one there is kind of a question mark. It is possible to be natural. That's the whole thing. If it looks like it's natural, we kind of dismiss it, but with everything that's happened around here, there is a possibility here. And then with all the arches over here, there's kind of at least 30 of them arched over. All in one short little section, maybe 40 feet long. Everything has been over. Yes, it's viney maple. Vine maple tends to arch that way, especially if it's got a load on it. But that many of them all together, all going in the same direction, all looking just very symmetrical. It's kind of an unusual spot. So, but we could still call that natural. So that's the hard part, is determining some of these things. That's why we skip a lot of things, because it's like there is a possibility. It looks really good. I'm actually more towards the squash side of it, but there's a question to it. But the other stuff we just saw behind us, there's no question to it. Yeah, it just looks a little old, but we just had a bunch of rain and it washed out. But you can see you're in the right shape. It's a nice wide foot, and it looks like toe, toe. You can see the little arches of possible toe prints. And there's a few of them I spotted already just in our, we just got here. This is up at where we found trackways last time we were up here. And this looks like it's one, but it's just kind of washed out a little bit. And I'm seeing a few of them in that shape here and there. It's pretty wide to be a human foot. I mean, look at the size of my heel as compared to the width of this. You know, going from there to there. There's a big difference there. You know, those are the things we're looking for. It's not a natural width of a human foot. This one's just a couple feet away from the other one. Same size, kind of the same width. But if you see here, right here, push-up area. Looks like a mid-tarsal break. Creates that hump because the foot breaks in the middle. So that's where you get that mid-tarsal break from, and that's another good tell of a Sasquatch.
One tree break.
I thought we did
And another tree break. And this is up at the shooting range where we found the trackway. We didn't film it last time, but we are this time. So we just came from the quarry. We're a little ways up the road, maybe 75 yards from DreamWeaver, and we find this tree break that makes a number 4. Now, one of the things that we always talk about is, do they touch? And they do, and you'll see the tree is broken. There's the top, and it's sort of twisted a little bit, still attached. And from this angle, it's like the number 4. And again, not positive, but it's kind of odd because of the proximity to what looks like another well-built structure. From this angle, it's a little weird because it is actually twisted. And as we look up a little more, you can see this is really tall. I'm holding this camera about 7 feet off the ground, and I still have to crane my neck to see. And again, that goes right down to the ground, and even closer. Well, this is uneven ground. So this caught my eye on the way up the hill. What are the odds that all these trees broke and fell between these two trees? And I'm gonna just kind of walk up here a little bit, and you can see they are literally pinned between the trees. And I'm like, that's a little odd. It looks like it was designed. And there are other ones laying around it. And there's a tree break right there next to it. There's a pinned arch that Bill saw.
That is pinned by a tree break.
That is pinned by a tree break. And again, not positive, but it just looks a whole lot weird to us that somehow trees naturally fell this way all at once.
Between the same two trees.
And it's between the same two trees, and it's right there.
Okay, we got from the bottom stack up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and another one over the top, 7 that just happened to fall between the same two trees. That does not look normal. There's other trees that are laid across these. Then back up a little further. Come on this way. There is a mossy arch there. Then the tree across it has a break, like it was pushed over, and it's pinning the arch down. So this does not look natural. If it is, the odds of it have to be astronomical.
Almost looks like someone was building a log cabin. And right next to the stack is an X.
It's pushover.
And it's a pushover. And when I roll back this way a little bit, the X becomes way more dominant. It's in the center of your frame.
Which is just feet from where the arch and the tree stack.